I made the mistake, and I took too long between painting projects, and because of it, I'm feeling a bit rusty, unsure, hesitant, and a bit out of rhythm. So before I started another project, I wanted to get in some reps and do some practice paintings. The only goal I have in mind right now is to get comfortable again. And the only way I can do that is by revisiting the classics, basics, and fundamentals. Welcome back everyone to Arts of the Round Table. My name is Mello, and I am looking forward to this reset actually to start over for 2025. And I also want to start it on a positive note. So right off the bat, thank you for joining me. Gouache is a versatile, expressive, amazing medium, but it can be extremely intimidating if you're new to it, like myself. But with a little practice, some patience, and a strong desire to get better and to better your crafts, it can be incredibly rewarding, like it has been for me. The things that I'm going to share are, of course, catered to me. This is what I'm comfortable with, and this is how I'm comfortable doing it. But it has helped me develop my painting process. And because this channel is about discussion, discovery, and sharing, I wanted to share with you guys. So please share your own thoughts, leave your own comments, concerns, and tips down below. So the first thing you're going to notice that I'm going to do right now is to get rid of the yips, to get rid of the fear of the blank page, even though I am painting over some sketches that I've done, is an underpainting. When it comes to layering with gouache, I always start with a light wash and I build up gradually. This helps me get a sense of the overall composition and then allows me to make any necessary adjustments before I start committing to bold colors. One of the biggest challenges that I face when working with this medium is understanding its unique properties and the techniques to use them. But for me, it's always been about getting the right consistency. I tend to work watery at first and then build up from there, adding more paint and pigment. Here I'm just loosely painting in some of the planes of the face of where I believe these shades and colors would be. I am looking at several different types of references, from grayscale to full color, different faces and different models, which is why this was very much more experimental than what I used to. Again, these practices for me are, especially this practice, was more for me to get back to being comfortable and mixing paints and asking myself the questions of what would this look like if I tried this. I'm also not stressing about all the other things. I have a very small palette of very few colors, flesh tone colors, black, white, and then blue as an accent. And I'm only using two brushes, a flat brush and a round brush, and I'm just going back and forth. Usually in the beginning of my practices, I try to stick with the flat brushes just so I can get all of the gestural stuff out of the way and some of the layerings. And then later on, like you see there, I start jumping in more detailed with the round brush. I also didn't give myself any time constraints. These were going to be quick. I think all of them individually, I did 3 paintings on this page. I think it took maybe 90 minutes, really quick. You know, when your painting time goes by really fast, and that's really all I wanted. I just wanted to go in, warm up, get comfortable, and stay loose. And I like this one. There's 3 things that are in this painting that I like: the ear, the eye in the center, and his nose. And what's great about these practice paintings is that things like that happen, and that'll stay with me, and I'm going to want to try to replicate that in a future painting, or try to replicate it in a future painting. On to the second one, and I immediately regretted using that underpainting, that wash, but Again, that's what's so great about practicing and trying out these different things. You never know what you're going to get. Even though I kind of struggled later on when I was painting the face, I really enjoyed the way the shadows and especially the hair came out because of that underpainting. For this painting, I wanted to try a different technique. I wanted a more blended look. Even though I'm still using a flat brush, so I'm doing broader strokes. I didn't want it to look as staccato or tiled the way the first one was, and I kind of struggled with that. There's a reason why I was trying to practice this. I have a Supergirl drawing that I wanted to paint, and I wasn't comfortable with trying to smooth transitions in the face without all the wrinkles. Like, I could draw wrinkled dudes all day. But I wanted a smooth transitions in the face and having nice texture and beauty. And I don't know if I got it right, so I'm gonna have to start painting a lot more female faces in that technique of that smoothing and blended look before I get comfortable enough to paint that Supergirl. Also, what made me smile and laugh throughout this painting process is that woman's expression. She just looks like she gets bored and more bored and more bored throughout the process, and I just couldn't help it. I couldn't help her. I just couldn't help her. In the end, even though I felt like I wasn't very successful on this one, on the whole overall painting of it, I wasn't too stressed out or worried in the end. I succeeded in what I was trying to do, which was I wanted to get back to painting. I wanted to get back to being comfortable. I did try something new and something different in that technique and that style, and there was things that was positive and things that were negative, but in the end, that's what all of this is for. This is all what's going to help me get better in the future. There are mental notes that I'm taking, and what's great about video recording these is that there are now physical and recordings, and I could go back in time and see, oh, that's where I kind of went off, but look at her face. She is not happy. But yeah, that's the positive I take out of these things, and that's the positive that you would take out of your practice sessions when you try it. They may not all be perfect, and that's okay. You just got to keep trying. On to the third one. I enjoyed this one a lot simply because my first love when it came to drawing was charcoal portraits, and I would love to try to continue that internal tradition of mine of doing portraits in grayscale. So this one was fun to do. Again, no worries, large brush doing large strokes, simpler palette, black and white. I think I even added a little bit of the light blue there that you see just for an added oomph. Other than that, it was just finding the right values. It really felt like chiseling marble and finding the form inside and building and removing and building and removing. If you guys ever find yourself struggling with painting and color theory and all that stuff, remove all that from your palette in the first place. Pick 3 colors, black, white, and an extra tone, and try it there and just worry about values. These practice sessions for you are low risk and high value, and I encourage you all to try these. The key to getting started and getting better with gouache is one and the same. You start small and be consistent in your practices. Set aside a few minutes, designate a day or something, and experiment with different techniques and exercises, and you'll be amazed at how quickly you'll begin to see improvement. It's also important to remember that getting comfortable, let alone mastering any art medium, requires patience and practice. So don't get discouraged if your early attempts don't turn out as expected. Just clean your palette, clean your brushes, get another sheet or a canvas, and keep going. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I really appreciate your time. I hope you guys got something out of watching these painting practices. And if you find value in my content, please take a moment to hit the like and subscribe button. If you have had any experiences with gouache, I'd love to hear about them in the comments below. And if you want to learn more about painting techniques, leave a comment, leave a suggestion, and be sure to check out my other videos on this channel. I'm sure you'll find something that will help you, and if there isn't one, let me know and I'll try to create one for you. Have an awesome rest of your day, guys. My name is Mello, and as always, enjoy you later. Bye-bye.